I said, okay. I said, Mom, I'll call you when I get home and it's. What is he gonna explain? He's sticking up for her. He calls, give it to me. Well, you heard that, didn't you? The cops are looking for her. Why does it keep going 0 then 500? My live is glitching really badly. If someone's turning off the comments, please stop doing that. Not funny. I don't know why TikTok keeps making my live glitch, but no, they're looking for my brother's fiance. I wasn't gonna say anything online, but my mom opened her mouth. Apparently, she threw a cat at her ex and almost busted the cat's skull open. So I found out she abused the cat. She threw her cat's ex at him and almost busted the cat's head open. So, trigger warning. I did not know that. Up told me that she's apparently someone messaged me and told me she's physically abusive. I've been getting all of this stuff, so I don't know. When people started sending me her video and I asked people to stop, someone started sending me evidence about her. I tried to be quiet because I was like, look, I don't want to be in any drama. I said, I don't want any problems with her because my brother is the only sibling that I have. So I was being nice. I went to 4th of July. I didn't cause any problems. I didn't say anything. But then I kept getting all of this horrible proof and things. And it bothered me because it was like, and people were warning me because they were like, you need to tell your brother and I was like, you guys, it's not my place. But I started getting all of this horrible stuff. And when it comes to animal cruelty, that is something that I do not stand for. Period. I'm sorry, but you don't throw a cat and almost crack the cranium open. Come on now. That is horrible, harsh, and messed up. And anyway, I don't know what people's minds are, their right minds to do something like that. And the fact that me and my family are getting blamed for animal cruelty when we don't do anything like that. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna have people sit online and then start blaming us. If they find that information out, they're gonna start saying we abuse our animals and we don't do that. That is one thing I do not stand for, and I have to speak up. That is not right. And all of this drama got brought online because of her, and I'm in it, and I don't need to be in it. I have been trying to be nice and civilized. And not only that, she has been asking people if I'm talking about her all the time, which I'm not. You guys know when I rant about racism or I rant about my ex online friends that blocked me recently. I don't speak out about any of this. I have just been keeping quiet. I have just been minding my business. But this is getting serious. It has gotten to the point where the police are involved. That is something that, to me, I cannot sit back and not say anything. Yes, ex online friends. That's who I've been talking about when I mention them. I haven't been talking about anybody else. I don't know what this drama is of people trying to make it seem like I'm talking about them. I had tried to be civilized this whole time and not bring this information to social media. But behind the scenes, this stuff is being brought to social media and it has nothing to do with me. And people was going to my brother on my behalf and saying that they're followers of mine. And it doesn't work. Like I told you guys, no matter how many times you claim or you say that you're my followers, you're not helping. You made it 10 times worse. How is someone ever going to take that seriously or listen to you when you've been harassing me? And you're trying, and not a specific person, but other people have been trying to be like, you need to let him know, you need to let him know. Stop. Everything happens for a reason. It takes time. You cannot rush things. You are trying to get me to tell someone who won't even listen to me or anyone else, no matter how many times you tell them. I'm sorry. All of this information that came to me, I didn't know. Like I said, I knew a lot of stuff a while back, a long while back. That I didn't say anything. I did not bring that to social media because it was not needed. So all of this stuff isn't hard to believe. because of past things. And I've tried so hard to be civilized. But it is so frustrating when you're in the middle of something that has nothing to do with you, because my followers want to rush things. And you have to understand, I don't want to say God's timing, but everything happens for a reason. You can't rush things. You can tell, if you have a friend, you can tell your friend, this person is toxic. You need to, no matter how many times you scream to their friend is toxic, they're still going to hang out with that person because they don't care. They are still going to be around that person and not listen unless they see it for themselves. They have to see it for themselves. I understand that people want me to do things that isn't going to work. I know personally, speaking from personally. Hello? No, I'm right here. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. I'm not going inside. I can hear you. So what happened was, what's going on is, her ex, she told her ex that she was pregnant. I don't know, pissed off. He sent out this, I want to say, these basically explicit videos. He sent them out to a bunch of different people, and now people have been harassing Nicole about it. Mm-hmm. And they've been sending them to her family, and everybody harassing her. And so, he's been doing this, he's been harassing her. And we got screenshots, videos, and everything. And he got pissed off because we called his job yesterday and told his boss what he was doing. His boss wasn't happy about it, saying she told his boss it was a horrible offense. He said, and he's over there trying to blame her for abusing him and beating him and stuff. And she told his boss, and his boss was like, no, we have proof here on camera that he got dumped at work. He called the police, and now it's called the fire report saying that he can't hear, so he can't. The police, he told them, no, he's harassing us. He basically sent a bunch of minors, basically a sex tape. He sent a bunch of minors, basically a sex tape, and has been harassing. Recently, he raped her. Sent that to all these minors, and has been harassing her. We have screenshots and everything, messages. And we got a restraining order packet today, which she filled out. We got to take it back and turn it in tomorrow. Basically, all this stuff is he's not the father, and he's pissed off because now he's not control her. All this stuff is starting now. That's why he called the police on her, because he's trying to pin her for something. Basically, he said last year, December 24th of 2020, he had something on her. He said that something happened on December 21st, 2020, between him and her. And clearly, nothing happened because I was there with her on that date. Okay. We're at her family's house. We have pictures and videos to prove it. So basically, he's going to get fired from his job. He's going to go to jail. He's also going to go to jail for falsifying reports, false information. He's also going to go to jail for sending basically a sex tape to minors. Oh, okay. So he's arrested. Okay, well, we'll out. I was just so worried that you're going to get yourself into trouble. Okay. Well, when I need to show me that I need to find out that he's in jail. People are gonna say he's not, and I don't know. Besides, I don't believe them, but still, I'm gonna be worried. That's why. Anyway, when he does go to jail, anyway, we'll file a restraining order packet, which means you guys come in contact with him. Okay. Okay. Basically, everybody, even though his followers are trying to blame her, saying that she did this and did this, that they're taking Wilbur's side when they don't even know him in person. They didn't even investigate. They don't even know what's going on. Yeah, I just hear your side. I'm not even worried. Everybody's glad and everything we need. Okay. Now, wherever is chatting with people, I think she needs to stay off of there for a while. If not, they're going to continue to say stuff. But she's not messaging anybody. She's not talking to anybody. They're messaging her. Oh, okay. She should ignore them. Okay, now then, are you guys still looking for a place to stay or what? I don't know what we're going to do at this point. I'm confident I want to move back, but she's still about it. Okay. Okay, because it's, you're the house, you have to make that decision. Don't be in the streets. You guys got a baby coming. I know. Okay, I just think about your son. Okay? Okay. You're your sister then. You're gonna go where? Okay. I hope so. Not into your car because. Okay. All right. Bye. Say goodnight to everybody. All right. Bye. Yeah, but they have everything. Well, let them hear it. I don't give a shit anymore. Yeah, and they're gonna put it online, and then he's gonna be very mad at me. I know what I said to him. I don't want them mad at me because it's online. I asked you not to do that. I don't care if they're mad at you. Stand up for yourself already. I'm not gonna fight with them. Now you heard what he said. We'll see. I heard what he said. How come I'm getting screenshots of her talking to people online? And you were believing them. Mom, she's still talking to people. I got screenshots of that. Well, if he's saying she's not talking to people, then why is she talking to people? To show me something happened. Do you want to see what I'm seeing? Do you want to see? No, look at this. I don't mean that. She's still talking to people. She's lying. And I don't want you to get mad at me. You know the shit. Let me read this stuff. Oh. That person was friends with her online. If that's not talking to nobody, I don't know what is. Okay, I keep getting this stuff. Hold on. I'm the one that's getting it. That's proof. And I'm sick of it. I don't need you to start treating me horribly over someone else that isn't even your own child. Like I said, you treat everybody else better than your own daughter. You must have forgot your son has a slight concussion. He's not gonna remember anything. It's very easy for him to not remember things. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the gift points. How did people find all of this stuff out? There is no reason why all these people found this stuff out if it wasn't out there. And I'm the one getting blamed for it. Nobody can fake that shit. It's always me that gets blamed. Yeah. I'm not saying he's the one who said that. And you're saying I'm believing these people. This shit wouldn't be out here for a reason. Why is it out here then? I told Donald there's two sides to every story. But you blamed me and said I'm believing people. I said I didn't blame you. I never mentioned you. How do they know all of this shit? I didn't, huh? How do they know all of it? I never said who told me. I said I found out. No, I'm saying these people that keep sending me this stuff, they don't know everything that we knew unless someone told them. Common sense. And I'm in the middle of it. It's affecting me. Well, the only reason you can't tell them to stop sending you that stuff is we need to know what's going on. You said it wasn't true, though. That's basically implied. I didn't say it wasn't true. You said, and see, you believe them. I have it on my live stream. Well, I don't know. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Like I told Donald, there's two sides to every story. Who's we? So what's going to happen if the guy does go to jail? Then what? Who's lying? We'll find out. I saw, Mom, you're looking at it. We'll find out. Doesn't matter if he goes to jail. The justice system is fucked up. Have they helped me any? They don't send you to jail for nothing. Yes, they do. Yes, no, they don't. Yes, they do. You have to have a reason. No, they do. And if he's out the next day, it was for no reason. They do. We'll find out. Doesn't matter if he goes to jail. He's being... And it matters if he stays in there. They do. Donald says he's going to go in there for a long time. We don't know that. That's why I'm going to find out. I ain't going to let it go. Mom, I know he's not. I'm going to find out so I can see what's going on. How is he going to go there for a long time if they have proof? I said he has to show me. The police have proof. That guy sent the police proof. That's what I am telling you. You can't send someone to jail for a long time if they're the ones with the proof. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Use your brain. And I'm being sent this stuff. And I'm getting attacked for it. And it's not even... It's annoying. It's not my fault people's business was put online. Seriously, it's annoying. I don't know. And you had all of that online now. And I'm gonna get it in the morning. I cannot hear you. Frustrating. You just always want people in your business that should not be in your business. What just happened? A lot happened online. Some information got leaked. Some, not information, but some stuff got leaked because the person about the information put all of their business online. Dang it. No, I had to do this again. It doesn't make any sense. They said they were the manager and they were calling to make sure everything was okay before. Well, how do I know? Mom, you're having problems. No, I'm not. Just making sure it's not your brother calling back. Here, put it on there. It says low battery. Well, I cannot. I'm gonna have to wait to reach that. More ways to. You always act like you ate in a million years. Tessa, my hussy. Be careful. Knock my stuff down. That's one thing I don't know because all of that happened with the police. I hate it. I have enough problems as it is to worry about. And I have to worry about all of this because I'm in the middle of it and it's very stressful. I've tried to be nice, but I don't know anymore what to do. I'm sorry, if that gets out online, people are going to start accusing us of abusing our animals when we don't do that. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna let anybody continuously say that we hurt pets. That's where I had to draw the line and be like, we don't do that. Not here. Not ever. There's like 500 people here. Are you guys actually gonna comment normal so we can have a conversation, please? So we can talk about something productive to keep my mind off of what's going on, please? Guess not. I guess y'all are robots, I guess. Hold on, guys. I have to get my Mountain Dew. I'll be back. Mountain Dew. What is life? In situations like that, you really can't help someone who can't. I don't know. There's a lot I can't say, but because of legal reasons with the accident, I was gonna say, but I remembered. So, can we see your setup? I don't have a gaming setup. Someone bought me this off of my wish list, but I still need a gaming computer and the monitor and everything. I have it in my wish list. Of course, obviously, people are like, oh my god, it's too expensive. Gaming stuff is highly expensive. There was nothing I could do about that. Literally nothing. Sorry, I had to fix my shirt. But because gaming stuff is expensive, someone told me to make a wish list for gaming stuff a long time ago. People had been telling me to make a wish list for gaming stuff. People told me to make a wish list for graphic shirts, and I didn't because I knew people was going to say, you're lazy, you don't want to do anything, but I've been trying to save up. The internet bill was due, so I had to pay that. And then from that money I had saved up, I was going to buy something else that we really needed for our apartment, but couldn't get that. And so, yes, I did order pizza, but because I didn't have enough to save. I've been trying to review products so I could get more sponsorships, but it's frustrating. But I'm working on that. I need to work on my Amazon. See, the thing with the Amazon creator program that I'm in, I feel like if you show that you have a product that you've used, people will buy it instead of using someone else's whatever. I don't know. Because I saw people posting the stuff that they bought that they used from Amazon, and that I got accepted because I was like, you have to be accepted. And I think because of my large following, I got accepted. And all of this stuff has been happening, and I need to really focus on that. So I've been trying to do a lot of other stuff too. It's really hard because I also have to keep posting about. I understand, and this is no hate towards this person, but when I posted about where over here, that's not. I don't know what that is. That looks like a hole. That's not even. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I knocked it off and it didn't move anywhere. Oh, there it is. It's right there. A beetle. Oh, okay, but still, that's what it was. and it's gone. Anyways, the office doesn't do anything about the bug problem, trust me. They had the Bugman spray when I was sick 2 weeks ago, and that does not work. And he was like, let me see if we have you down for a special treatment. I'll come back. He never came back. I was like, we have complained constantly about the bug problem and you didn't give us a special treatment? What the heck? They told us to take all the stuff out of the cabinets. They told us to take all the stuff out of the... That's why all of that's there. Because my mom's going to put that in the drawers because they told us to take all of it out. And then we had to wait till they sprayed and then put it back. She's going through all of that. That's her stuff. She has to figure out what she's throwing and what she's not. That's why I can't help, because she has to figure out what's good and what's not. I don't know. I might throw something away that's... I just start doing more emotes. I was gonna a story. What do you mean story time? I don't have any story times that I didn't say. I have a story time of my friend. I'm gonna try to say it in the most PG-13 way possible. So there's a movie theater downtown by the bus station, and that day I decided I was gonna go to the art studio and do art. And that day my friend was like, you wanna go with me somewhere? And I was like, I'm gonna go to the art studio this time. I didn't go with her. And I was like, dang it, I missed it. So then she tells me there's this guy across the street. Luckily there was no kids there, who just laid down by the movie theater, pulled his pants down, and started going. I can't tell you what he was doing, but... And then she said this guy, black guy, she was telling me, this guy walked up to him and is filming him doing this right over him, and I'm like, I could not. I was like, in public. Who does that in public? And what kind of a random dude is just like, I'm gonna make profit off of this? What was the title of that video that he was filming? He was probably movie theater, I don't know. The movie theater after hours, but except it's during the day. Jesus. Some New Mexico's. New Mexico is crazy. You see a lot of crazy stuff here. Literally a bunch of Trump supporters shut down the whole street, because I think that was the day that my brother was going to work. He called and he was telling us this, and he ended up getting into an accident with someone who was really nice. It wasn't a bad accident, but his front car got ruined because Trump supporters wanted to block the whole street and stop people from getting to work. If I was like, he didn't work from home, I would have been angry. Who just blocks the street? People have to get to work. Another story time, I don't have one. My sister's car, I don't have. My sister is a stillborn, sorry. I was gonna say my friend's sister's truck got stolen. Cause see, my friend's sister is rich. Very rich. They work on the base, and so they were really rich. And one time, the first time I met her sister, I went to her house. No, I forgot when I met her sister. The first time we went to see Maze Runner. I don't know if you've seen that movie. I really liked that movie. My friend liked that when my friend was alive. I always would say this to people, be like, you had a friend? Yes. I said the friend that is no longer living. Because I had to remind people, because they're like... Anyways, we went to see Maze Runner. Took us to the movies. We ate hot dogs first. Then we went to go see Maze Runner, because she's like, do you want to go to the movies with us? And I was like, sure. So they took us. We went to see Maze Runner. That was a really good movie. My friend loved that movie. So I don't know if I saw Maze Runner too. But my friend was like, we need to see the second movie. So we go back to her place, right? She has a house, mind you. Her dogs have their own room. They have the cages where the dogs sleep in, but the dogs have their own room where they stay. And so she was telling me about her sister. She's like, my sister works on the base, has a lot of money. Every morning they get up early in the morning and they go at I think 2 a.m. I couldn't remember. Or when the casino opens, and they gamble $200 every single morning. They spent $200 at the casino. And so then the second time, I got invited to Thanksgiving, so I went over for Thanksgiving. I had stayed there. This was when her mom was alive, and we were all sitting at the table. I had already said this, but her mom likes to buy people stuff, right? And so she buys stuff from the dollar store. Obviously, it's the thought that counts. If someone bought me a bunch of cool items from the dollar store, I wouldn't complain. Her sister looked at her own mother, looked at her mom and was like, "Don't buy me anything from the dollar store. I don't want it." I was like, "Are you kidding me?" That was rude. And in front of me while I was there. She didn't even care that there was company. And she said that to her own mother on Thanksgiving. And I was like, I would have been crushed, literally crushed. Did you say, well, it's not my mother, first of all, and it's not my house because I was there as a guest. And when you're there, if the way you are raised, right? Some people aren't raised disrespectful. I wasn't raised to be disrespectful. So I'm not going to say, hey, that was rude. It's not my house or my place to say anything because it's not. I don't pay their bills. So I couldn't say anything because I just mind my business. And even my friend didn't speak up because obviously it was not needed because it was Thanksgiving. Her mom was there. Her mom's elderly. Obviously, there's no need to cause more of a problem for her mom who has diabetes and other stuff. For elderly people, it's not okay to instigate or cause things or get people frazzled. So it's just best to just leave it the way it was. But anyways, I could not believe that. So then for 3 days, I went live. Actually, I don't know if it was TikTok at the time, but I house sat at her house for 3 days. Her and my friend went to Vegas. So I forgot why we went. I went to the hospital with my mom, I think. I forgot why we were there. And my friend was at the bus stop and she talked to me and she was like, "Oh, my sister's looking for someone to house sit. She'll pay you $100. She might need you to watch her house." And I was like, because she has 2 dogs, I think 3 dogs or two. I think she had 2 dogs, but they have to be separate because the dogs bite each other for some reason. And so my friend's daughter had a service rat too. So I had to take care of the service rat, which that was fine. That didn't bother me. The service rat and the 2 dogs. And she had Netflix, although they had cameras everywhere. And my friend was like, cameras too. She had a camera pointed at my friend's room because she didn't really trust her sister. And I was like, that's fine. I really don't care. It is what it is. But I stayed there for 3 days and then I came home. They went on a trip to Vegas. So my friend went because they invited my friend to go to Vegas and she was like, yeah. And so she went and they had a house before, but they sold it. They owned their house. And so my friend, and then there was another incident and I got treated horribly. So this lady, let me tell you, was a cheapskate. Even though she was rich, she was a cheapskate. So first of all, she was making my friend do everything because my friend lived with her because of, and I'm not going to say why, but anyways, one day, oh, that's when I stayed for Thanksgiving. The next day is Black Friday, right? Because you guys know Black Friday is after Thanksgiving. So Black Friday, we went for Black Friday. And what was it? So, anyways, we went for Black Friday and we got up really early because my friend was like, she went for Black Friday, and I was like, ooh, let's go because maybe she might get it's Black Friday and so the whole time we went to Kohl's. I have a hatred for Kohl's because of that day. I hate Kohl's. Let me tell you, me and my friend after that day, we hate Kohl's. So we go to Kohl's. We're walking around, right? She's grabbing some stuff, house stuff for the house. In-laws are coming for Christmas. So, Thanksgiving and then Christmas. And going around, we're shopping for decorations and stuff. We're at Kohl's. She's grabbing a bunch of items. And my friend says, why don't we get a basket so you could put all your stuff in? No, that's okay. We're not going to get a bunch of stuff. We are walking around like Cinderella and like behind her stepsisters, like literally carrying everything that she bought. Mind you, that wasn't the only stop because it's Black Friday. The people for Black Friday got. She was looking for curtain rods, just all kinds of house decorations. Her in-laws were coming. She wanted my friend's daughter to paint pine cones and decorate the whole Christmas tree, and wanted my friend to do everything to get ready for the in-laws coming. Well, she did nothing. Then we went to Walmart. So we go to Walmart and we're shopping. She's buying household items. They like, no, I stayed because it's like, ooh, obviously when you think shopping, Black, right? So here we are doing all that. She goes out, she stands outside to smoke, right? Because she smokes. And my friend looked at her and was like, I don't know. She asked her, can we get a boba? Because the boba tea company, me and my friend, they gave us free gift cards for Christmas to get one free drink of our size, any size, at the boba tea company. And so me and my friend went for the first time. Or I think I went. I think she's went before, but I don't remember. And it was good. So me and my friend used to go every chance we get. Hershey, stop scratching yourself. And so she was like, can we get a boba? Right? She's like, I don't even buy the 89-cent coffee at the gas station. And I was like, girl, we walked around with you carrying all of your stuff and you could not. And I didn't even ask her for boba. My friend was just nice enough to ask if she would buy us boba since we was out, just to be nice. I'm done. I'm grateful. This is why rich people do not deserve money. Even understand they work hard. It's their money, but stuck up people like that just do not get, they don't get anything positive coming to them, treating people like that. Me and my brother went, I've said this story before. We was at the bus stop, right? We had just gotten, I forgot why we were there. We went to Walmart, I think the Walmart there for something. We take the public transportation. This was before we had a car. And we were at the bus stop. There was Little Caesars, and we get this pizza, right? We get Little Caesars pizza, so we're eating it at the bus stop before the bus comes. Me and him got a slice. We bought pizza because in case my parents wanted some. We come home, my parents had gotten Long John Silver's. But anyways, we're at the bus stop. We're eating pizza. And this guy comes by and he's like, do you have any change? And we was like, no, we're sorry, because we didn't have any change. And then my brother was like, do you want to give him the pizza? And I was like, if you want to. I said, that's fine. So he said, he told him we took a couple of slices out of the pizza and he starts eating that. He never ate it and never ate for weeks. He was just really digging into the pizza and he really enjoyed that pizza. He was like, what did he say? I think he said, thank you. I hadn't eaten for a while, or I don't remember. But then we come home, and luckily enough, my parents had gotten Long John Silver's. I was like, how dare you? I don't like fish or anything. I eat the chicken planks. And it was like, it's a good thing they got that. Because I was like, we gave this homeless man the pizza. We were going to bring you home some pizza, but we gave it to him. And then they were like, because they had Long John Silver's. Yes, the homeless man was me. I'm just kidding. I don't really. I'm trying to think. The president probably came and left. The president was supposed to come here. I was looking at music and then I got sidetracked. But I'm sorry, it may have seemed earlier that I was being rude to my mother, but I was not. I'm sorry. I just, for me, it sucks because when you only have one sibling, because I mentioned, I'm sorry if I keep saying this, my sister was a stillborn, which means she was born dead. I don't have any other siblings. I don't have any other siblings. And it's frustrating because when my mom was accusing me by saying, and see, you believe those people online, that the thing is that, and I'm trying not to, I know I should not think about this situation and talk about it, but it puts me in the middle, and it's really tough topics, things that shouldn't, I don't know how to say this without being rude or talking about people or stuff like that. I don't know. To me, it's really frustrating because at the end of the day, social media, obviously, all your information is going to get leaked, I guess, some way. So I had been getting information about someone who is a part of my family, not related or anything. And people had been sending me information. I'm not blaming one specific person, but the other people who were harassing someone and my followers and saying they're my followers and harassing someone. That is something that isn't going to solve an issue when it comes to certain situations. That's not going to help. The best thing you can do is go about it the legal way, lawyers, etc. That's the best way about going about it. Civilized, legal, and I'm trying to say this as censored as possible because we know how people are online. If you just search up my name, it's nothing but screen recorded lives. But anyways, I don't know. That topic was going nowhere fast. It's a record. Oh, the record player's down there somewhere. It was down there unless my brother took it. I have records. People kept saying that because of my video that I talked about, my boss did bully me. I did take a lot. Actually, I feel like discrimination. I could have took her to court for discrimination because she knew I had a learning disability. The only reason she knew is because I didn't get that job. My dad did. So what happened was that, and I'm not going to go wait all into it again about Dunkin, but just about how I got the job. So when I went to apply, because I was there by Michael's, so Michael's and then Dunkin. So I was at Michael's getting some stuff because I still have polymer clay. I found polymer clay at the art studio and I started making stuff with it. And then what happened was that I got into polymer clay, so I bought polymer clay tools, polymer clay. I started getting into making things with polymer clay. And then, so I went there and I was shopping at Michael's and I walked to Dunkin' and I got a donut and I was like, I should apply here because anytime that I was out, I was applying for a job. So I was like, let me apply here. And then they were like, sorry, we don't have any positions. We're not hiring right now. Well, they gave me the application to fill out. And then they were like, they were like, we'll give this to the manager, but right now we're not hiring or having any positions. So they were going to keep it in case something opens up or to give me a call back. Nothing. So then my dad called, right? And he's telling her that I've never had a job. This would be my first job. I have a learning disability. People don't want to hire me, but it's true. If I went with a camera, I should have did a long time ago undercover boss. I showed how I got treated hiring, asking for applications and asking because I got treated bad. Even my friend witnessed this one time. I told you guys over the phone when I called Burger King and they was really rude to me and she got on and she was like, I know the manager. So if you don't, or the owner, because she knew a lot of people, mind you. So she knew the owner to Burger King. She used to work there. And she was like, that was her first and last job ever. Anyways, so she was like, if you don't help her or if you don't listen what she has to say, I'm going to call the owner. I know the owner. And she gave the owner's name. And they were like, because they kept hanging up on me. Fast food restaurants, they have caller ID so they can see who's calling. Obviously, if they know that you're calling and calling, they're not going to answer. They're just going to ignore it. And so I was not harassing them. I called to ask for a job. They kept hanging up on me. That's not harassment. How unprofessional is it? That's the reason that's why people work at Walmart, because why do you think that lady said apply at Walmart? They hire anybody. She didn't say go apply at McDonald's. They hire everybody because trust me, these fast food chains do not hire everybody and they treat you like trash. So, anyways, so then he said I had a learning disability. He said it was my first job. He literally was telling her, and she was like, oh, so there was an interview set. So I get dressed up, I go to the interview. She's like, I'm gonna hire you, but I'm still giving you an interview. I was like, oh, cool, yes. I was like, I got the job. Even though I still had to give an interview. She gave me an interview. She told me, she briefed me on everything that I have to do. At Dunkin' Donuts, when you get the job at Dunkin' Donuts, you have to take a test. You have to learn about the sandwiches, the donuts, and the coffee. Once you pass that test, which is almost 100%, once you pass the test, you have to pass it at 100%. Or I think a 90 or something like that. I think it's 100%. Then you can start working. But if you don't pass the test, you have to keep taking the test until you pass it, and then you can start working. So I only took it twice. And it tells you how to make the iced coffees, the iced lattes, whatever it is that they sell at Dunkin'. The blue drink, which is Monster. It's a drink that's made with Monster. The mango banana smoothies. So all the smoothies. It was ice cream that they sold there too because it was Dunkin' Baskin Robbins. So it tells you how to make all of the coffees. You have, when it tells you what goes into a latte, you have to put it in order and you have to pass the test. Sandwiches, it tells you how do you make a Texas toast. So Texas toast is 2 breads, egg, 2 bacon, and I believe a sausage, if I remember correctly. They have special sausages for people who are vegan. So we have turkey bacon, I think it is. Turkey bacon sausage or something like that. And then regular sausage and so forth. So you have to put all of the sandwiches. How do you make a croissant sandwich? How do you make a flatbread sandwich? How do you, if someone orders cream cheese or without cream cheese, it's just a whole list of things that you have to assemble everything and then pass the test. So I took it twice. I don't think I took it once. I think I had to do it twice. I passed the second time. And so then I started my work. So the reason for the discrimination, I believe, is because I had a learning disability, right? It's my first job. So when it's your first job and you don't really know much about working, the job industry, or anything like that, this is common sense. This should have been common sense to me. When you start a job, you're supposed to start at minimum wage. She told me that I had to work up towards minimum wage. That's not the case. Any job you can work up towards a higher salary, meaning you can work up towards manager position, of course. But she told me I had to work up towards minimum wage. She told me I had to work up towards minimum wage. When she was talking about my hygiene, one of the workers named Kathy told me she was lying. Trust me. Because, well, you don't have to trust me. I said trust me, but I know some people are gonna be like, that's a lie. Because she can't, so I don't want to call her Deborah. Her name is not Deborah. I forget the general manager's name. I said her name before. And I forgot. It was Kathy and then the general manager. Barbara, that was her name. So Barbara comes up to me and she's like, someone called and complained about your hygiene. And I was like, first of all, I washed my clothes every day. When the laundry room was fixed, I would go downstairs and wash my uniforms. The apron had to be washed every day because we had to wear that, which I still have. My mom washed it and used it. It's a brown Dunkin' apron that you have to wear. And so then she calls me to the office. I went home and I cried because I had an incident in middle school where people said that I was a smelly kid in middle school and that I didn't wear deodorant, which I did. CPS was called. It was a whole thing. And you know how people always make fun of kids in school and they make fun of someone and say they smell bad. I got bullied a lot at that school, very badly. That school was a very bad school. I had a girl pull out she pulled out a on me because she didn't like the way I looked that day. And I didn't take her seriously. I laughed at her face because she was like, "Do you want me to shoot you with this?" And she had it in the palm of her hand. This was at lunch, I think it was. And I was like, haha, no. I thought it was a joke, right? I didn't take it seriously. The girl that had did that, her and this other girl, the school that I went to, a lot of people was in a gang. So I had one friend who he told me I mentioned this before, he got jumped in a gang. Anyways, besides that. So being told that at work did not make me feel great because at that time I had that you can't use perfume. So she said you can only use body spray, which is what I had. Perfect. Because she said perfume people could have be allergic to something and we don't want people to get sick or have allergic reaction because of the perfume. So she only allowed body spray, she said. She said, you can only use body sprays, not perfume. And I was like, and the guy that trained me literally quit. He trained me incorrectly the whole time. Just told me everything that he told me was wrong. He said, when you work at the sandwich station, you get a free sandwich, which is what I would make myself after I would do the sandwiches, which was wrong. Besides the point. So then the discrimination by telling me I had to work up towards minimum wage. You don't work up towards minimum wage. You're supposed to start at minimum wage. Then the hygiene thing. She told me a customer called about my hygiene. Mind you, I had been working with these people for almost 6 months. I had been working next to people, co-workers, etc. So if I smelled that bad, why didn't my co-worker say anything? And mind you, this isn't a friend basis, if that makes sense. Meaning that it's not them being nice and not saying anything. If a coworker smells bad, you have to speak up and say something. It's not like, oh, they were just being nice. That's not how it works at work. People have to understand work is different from being friends with someone and not saying, hey, you smell bad. And so then, what was I gonna say? So then, after Barbara left, because Barbara told me in front of Kathy walked up to me and she was like, she's lying. I already knew, right? I already knew. And she's like, she's lying because Kathy is there before I am, which is, I had to get there at 5 a.m. before we open to get everything ready. Mind you, Kathy is there before me because the doors are already open. So she knows, and she's even there when I leave. So she knows if someone's calling because she works the cash register. So she would know if a customer called. And obviously no customer calls. She just wanted to say that. Then she's like, well, can your family buy a more expensive brand of clothes soap? She tried to say it was the clothes soap. She tried to be like, the clothes soap that you're using is probably making your clothes smell bad. When you wash clothes with clothes soap, does that not mean that you are cleaning your clothes with clothes soap? Why would clothes soap make clothes smell bad if it's used to make clothes clean? Come on now, use your noggin. So then I told my parents what happened and I just had to tough it out because, hey, I was hanging on to that job. I was buying the Nick box at the time. That's the only box that I have is that one Nick box because I was like, and I was paying my phone bill. So I was like, I need to hang on to this job. Even though I was making $100, I made $200. But 100 I had to give to my dad, right? Obviously, I was living here. And then 50 of it went to my phone bill. So I only had 50 something dollars to spend. And that went to the Nick box. And so I was like, that was not it. And when this one girl that was working there told me she made 600, I was like, 600? I only made 200. The highest I ever made was 400 and some dollars because I worked overtime once because they had me work overtime. After that, they tell you if you're there longer than your shift, Thank you for the gift point. They tell you get off the clock, even if you didn't finish your job. Thank you for the gift point. They were like, you need to get off the clock. You've been here too long, because they don't want to pay overtime. Thank you for the gift points. I could have been sued, but I wasn't thinking. The reason why I wasn't thinking, and I'm going to say this, I wasn't thinking because me personally, it was my first job, and obviously I wanted to hang on to that. What are you going to do? It's your first job, right? I had a phone bill I had to pay, so I was like, I cannot lose this job. That phone caught fire. ZT, their phone is dangerous. Thank you for the gift points. So, anyways, so what happened? So I'm going to explain how the phone caught fire. Luckily, that phone, I was not on the phone using it. I had just used it. And thankfully, I was not on that phone because I probably would have had 2-degree, 3rd-degree burns. So they could change the battery or I could change it. It was one of those phones where I wasn't going to pay someone. I was going to pay them to change the battery on my phone. What happened was that, so I had just gotten paid on Musically. I had just gotten paid from Musically and I needed to pull the money out. I had my card and I needed to pull the money out to get my phone fixed. My phone needed to be fixed. My ZTE, because the battery, I needed to get it changed, a new battery. I ordered a battery online. I ordered a brand new phone case, so I had a glitter phone case, and I was going to, I needed that money to take out of the money machine to get the phone fixed. So then my dad was like, I'll take you, but you have to pay me $20. And I was like, fine, whatever. And so then I was like, oh. So then I paid him 20 to take me, and then he took me to get the phone fixed, and they were like, oh, he was like, oh, you have to pay this much, and now they raised the price. No, they literally, the price went up to fix my phone. So I was like, you know what? Nah, I'll just do it at home. So then I come home, and I had just gone off the phone. And so I'm getting ready to open up the phone, right? All of a sudden, the battery, I don't know what happened. The battery swelled up or something, and it starts swelling up, and it's like pop, pop, like fireworks. And if I still have the foldable desk, it has the melted mark is still there from when the phone melted the desk. Because the foldable desk I have is plastic. It's one of those black foldable tables that you get at Walmart. I bought it with my money because I needed a little table thing. So then there's a melted mark there, but the phone is up and it's a flame shot out of that firework, and I ran out of my room. I was like, Mom, my phone caught fire. I was literally like, that phone is dangerous. It's the ZTE Pro Max or something like that. I got it because it had a really big screen. ZTE phones have huge screens. So anyways.
Don't forget to subscribe for more videos.